Hey, what's up guys, it's Mike, and we're going to do a video mostly for the newer players. A lot of people ask what's the difference between woodsball and speedball and hyperball and airball. So there's live games going on, and we didn't bring the wireless mic, so hopefully I don't get shot in the lip today. But anyway, paintball first started obviously in the woods. So this is basically woodsball. Now all them woodsball fields got tons of different ways you can play it. Some woods are just straight woods, some woods have like bunkers and forts and all that good stuff. So probably right around, I want to say about 96, 97, paintball started getting a lot more competitive. So what they wanted to do was, because there was more and more athletes playing it that started running faster and faster through the woods, to prevent injury, they started playing on what they call speedball. So let's go take a look and see what a speedball course looks like. Now obviously, if you can imagine, someone who's really fast, that is running along at a full sprint and catches something like this, a vine or something like that, obviously that person's going to get pretty severely hurt. So the idea was with speedball was, let's give them bunkers, but let's put it on like a soccer field style, very flat, so that the people that are, the athletic paintball players for the competition, there's a less of a chance for them to get hurt. So started in the woods. And just so you know, we're over here at Orbital Paintball in Tampa, Florida. Awesome field. I've been playing here since I moved to Tampa in about 1996, and they've just got a really good field. I mean, look at all this stuff. I mean, they got a fort right here in the center, so you can see a nice little castle. Orbitalpaintball.com if you need directions. But here you go. This is a little overgrown, but if you can imagine, this with the spools and and the pallets and stuff like that. If you can imagine this being all mowed, this used to be really like mowed down, but no one's really been coming back here. This is what they traditionally call speedball. It's basically pallets and spools and wooden, little wooden bunkers on a, mostly flat field. But in true speedball and competition, this would be like on a soccer field where you've just got 90-degree pallets and stuff like that. But this is what they refer to as speedball. Then I think around 97, 98, somewhere around there, and I'm not exactly sure on the history, but from what I understand, Badlands in Chicago, Illinois was the people that have the first hyperball field. Hyperball is what you see here. It's this conduit, these I don't know what these are used for. I think they could be sewer pipes, they could be anything, but this is what they call hyperball. And this is actually a great hyperball field that's been exactly like this for like 10 years, and it works really, really well. But a lot of times what they'll do is they'll run like 2x4s into the ground, and they'll put these on top of it. Sometimes they'll dig a big hole and put it in, but you can't knock these over, But this is what they commonly refer to as hyperball. So you started to see a lot of tournaments in the late 90s using hyperball. And you can take a look at all the different shapes and stuff like that. I mean, as a matter of fact, as you start going through this is what's really cool about Orbital Paintball, is you can almost go through a little history lesson. And you can see how all this stuff came about. So you can see they basically have like a snake right over here. So you can lay these down and make a snake. And then what happened was obviously getting these up and moving these around became a problem. People didn't want to play on the same exact field, weekend and wake out with the same layout. And obviously you can't be out here pouring concrete and digging holes in order to move the field. Well then, guys, if you have a band, go out here on the field and pack. Right around about the late 90s, that was right around when airball started coming about. Now the reason why players wanted airball was they liked how fast speedball was. They liked how the hyperball field was, because it was a little more round, so the games were a lot quicker. You couldn't, embed yourself into a 90-degree like this. I mean, you can imagine if you're playing here and your opponents are over there, I mean, you could just basically sit here. The opponent's got to go completely around you in order to shoot. They have to be basically behind you. The cool thing that a lot of players liked about the hyperball was, it was round, so you couldn't embed yourself in there. Well then, they liked the idea, the fast athletic players were really liking speedball. Then hyperball came about and made the games even faster, because they couldn't, they weren't really making those little 90-degree bunkers that you could just embed in. And then obviously airball came about. And I think airball, sup-air, I think that all came about in the late 90s, like 99 or something like that. And then now obviously you see you're on a, on a true manicured surface, much less, chance for injury. If you run into the bunkers, they're staked down, so they'll just come out of the ground. But that is basically the evolution of paintball. So you have woodsball, then over there basically a surface like this but with wooden pallets. Woodsball evolved into speedball, and then speedball evolved into hyperball, and then hyperball evolved into airball. So hopefully that helps. Thanks.